Thanks for carving out time to be here, and let's skip the fluff and jump right into maximizing your webinar potential. If you are watching this, chances are you run webinars regularly, or you're curious about squeezing more life out of the long-form content you already create. From what I've seen across startups and bigger teams, most companies treat webinars as a once-a-month task because they are honestly just exhausting. You pour hours into planning, slide decks, speaker prep, and that live nerve rush, only to breathe a huge sigh of relief when it is finally over. That feeling is totally relatable, but it is also a bit tragic because one good webinar can be a massive content goldmine if you just approach it differently. Today I want to walk you through practical, repeatable ways to turn one single webinar into weeks or even months of high-quality content without doubling your workload. I'll talk through the simple stuff first, like replay and SEO basics, and then show you how AI helps index, summarize, and extract the best moments. Finally, I will show you how tools like Vizard can automate the heavy lifting, from finding viral moments to scheduling your posts. First, let's talk about the replay because it is still surprising how many teams let their hard-earned webinar recording just sit there buried. We found a consistent pattern. A huge portion of your views happen on demand, with many people registering just to watch the replay later. If you aren't putting your webinar on demand and optimizing your landing page and metadata, you are leaving half the value on the table. So upload it, embed it on your site, add chapters, craft an SEO-friendly title, and send thoughtful follow-up emails because distribution matters. But replay distribution is just the baseline, and if you really want to get ROI, you have to repurpose your content. The formats are endless: blog posts, social media snippets, quotes for social cards, newsletters, and so much more. The old school way of doing this involves rewatching the hour, taking manual notes, transcribing parts, and stitching assets together, which is slow and brittle. Instead, start from a transcript and let smart tools do the heavy lifting by turning your webinar audio into searchable text. Once you have the transcript, searchability changes everything because you can Command F to find specific numbers, quotes, or lessons in seconds. From there, bring in AI to index and summarize, which isn't about replacing humans, but rather helping them identify the best highlights quickly. That gives you 80 to 90% of the way to usable content in just a few minutes instead of hours of manual labor. Now, let me be blunt about generic AI outputs. They can be lifeless if you just ask for a generic blog post without context. You need purpose-built models that use the webinar's own language, tone, anecdotes, and niche terminology to keep it sounding authentic. This is where a platform like Vizard shines because it creates an end-to-end pipeline for your webinar content. It helps you auto-edit viral clips, auto-schedule your posts, and keeps everything organized in a content calendar to manage your publishing. When it comes to auto-editing, you don't have to guess which 2-minute segment will catch fire with your audience. Vizard analyzes the transcript and recording to identify moments with hooks, strong data, or emotional beats that tend to perform well. You can then tweak titles, add captions, switch aspect ratios for different platforms, and brand everything inside one single interface. Compare that to manual editing, where one-offs can take 30 to 60 minutes each, while here you get 5 clips in that same time. Next is auto-scheduling, which removes the pain of juggling multiple platforms and keeping a consistent posting cadence. You can set your posting frequency, such as every Tuesday and Thursday, and then simply set it and forget it while your content goes out. This creates predictable audience touchpoints and keeps your webinar feeding your social channels long after the live event has ended. The content calendar is the single biggest productivity win because it lets you see everything scheduled in one place. You can swap clips, preview captions, and make edits without hopping between 6 different tools throughout the day. To make this work, always capture a good transcript, as it is the foundation for your clip selection and subtitle accuracy. Also, use the AI highlights as your editorial map, refining them with your own human context like links or images. Think backwards when planning your webinars by asking speakers for stories or metrics that you know will make great clips. Make room for audience interaction, like Q&A and live polls, because those often generate the most authentic and engaging sound bites. One common workflow is to run the webinar, let the system index it, and then turn those highlights into a blog post. From there, extract those social clips, pull quote images, and send out a concise follow-up email, all finished in just a day or two. Watch out for generic tones by using the webinar transcript as the primary source. ensuring the output preserves the speaker's authentic voice. Also avoid toolchain fatigue by bundling your pipeline into one place, which saves you from paying for and learning half a dozen separate apps. If you are working with executives, give them polished drafts so they only have to add a line or two to personalize it. Tactical tips. Ask guests for concrete metrics, 2 short anecdotes, and encourage a relaxed vibe as funny or human moments clip better. Visual variety is also key, so include slides, occasional close-ups, or live demos, as these produce better short-form visuals. Finally, ensure your webinar system pushes attendee and engagement data into your CRM so you don't lose that valuable sales signal. To wrap up, a webinar should not be a single-use event, but a content machine that drives awareness and conversations for weeks. Tools that force you to stitch apps together end up costing time and money, whereas a streamlined platform preserves your voice and your schedule. If you are curious and want to see a live demo of this pipeline in action, I can walk through a sample and show you how it works. It's not a sales pitch, just a practical demo so you can see if it fits your team, so drop a comment or DM me if you want to try it. Alright, that's it for the overview, so let me know what part of the workflow you want me to dig into next.